Welcome back to the Lemon Factor. I'm Chad, and today I'm here once again with one of our project cars, this 2003 Lexus IS300 that we're installing the CX Racing Turbo Kit on. We're finishing up installing our gauges. So we have a triple gauge pod up here where the navigation used to be, at least on my car here. And in this first gauge pod location, we recently installed the AEM True Boost X dual boost controller and boost gauge. This is a great unit. I can't wait to start playing with this. In this video though, we're going to install the second gauge, and that would be the AEM air fuel ratio gauge. So an air fuel ratio gauge is probably the most important and probably the most popular aftermarket gauge to put on modified cars. We want to make sure our engine is getting the proper amount of fuel at various boost points, at idle, etc. And this will help give us that visibility to what's going on with our air fuel ratio mixture. Let's take a look at what's in the box. We have our gauge. What's nice about this is if you'd like to see your air fuel ratio portrayed in lambda, you can open this up and flip this plate around, and on the other side they have the lambda values, which I may end up doing. It shows both the digital on the outside as your air fuel ratio changes, as well as the number in the middle here. You have this clamp, and if you're not going to use this, you can simply remove it. And then they also have the rubber band for a compression fit. You have your wiring harness. You have a bung if you need it to weld onto your downpipe. Also comes with some connectors, electrical connectors. We have the wiring for the actual O2 sensor. Looks like they give a pretty decent amount here. And then we have our wideband O2 sensor. So this is what is going to be installed in the downpipe, and that's the first step we're going to take. There are two bungs already welded into the downpipe, one further up near the turbo and one further down. So I got under the car, chose my location on the CX Racing downpipe, whether it's the top or the bottom, that's up to you. But for what I plan on ultimately doing with this car, I've installed it in the second O2 sensor bung location, so the furthest away. What we're going to do now is we're going to snake this down to what I think is the best location. We got some tubing here. I'm going to zip tie this as much as I can to secure it up against the firewall, snake it down, keeping it away from the turbo manifold, and then making my electrical connection. I did add a little bit more electrical tape. I had some of these wires that were maybe about 2 inches still showing, so just add a little bit of protection. As far as the CX Racing bung location, it is up and at an angle, which it should be, right? So that's good. However, it's a tight spot. I had to bring down the downpipe a little bit. Luckily, there is that flex section. So flex it down, tighten the O2 sensor in there, and ultimately it's not that big of a deal. I snaked up the wiring, kept it close to the firewall, zip tied it up, and tried to make it as clean as I could, following the same path as the boost gauge wiring. Bringing it over to the driver's side and bringing it down using the same grommet we use for the boost controller. I'm using my Lucky hanger. I inserted this from the inside, just use some electrical tape on the connector, and now I'll pull it through from the inside of the car. Now that we've pulled the wire through, we can make our electrical connections. As you see all off to the right, that is our wiring for our boost controller and boost gauge. I waited until I installed this one. I'm going to use a jumper fuse, and I'll show you that to you in a minute. But I was waiting to install the second one. I'm going to have both of them have the same ground and use the same jumper fuse. I snaked through the wiring for the AEM air-fuel ratio gauge using my trusty coat hanger. So I have these coming up. We'll snake these through the second portion, and we'll take our gauge, our air-fuel ratio gauge, and we'll make our connections in the back. The good thing is these two connectors are different, so you can't screw it up. They only go in one spot on the back here. So get all the wiring fed up through the dash up to the gauge pods. We now have our electrical connections we need to make, and we're going to use a jumper fuse, which is what you see here. We're going to jump off of a fuse that's in the kick panel here. We want to make sure that it's a fuse that's not always on. Obviously, we want our gauges to go off when we turn off the car, not sit there draining the battery. So we want to make sure we're using the right one. The black piece that you see here will have the fuse for what's existing, what I'm jumping off of, closest to the fuse box, and we'll put a fuse furthest away, the one on the outer part of it. We'll put a 10 amp fuse there for our two gauges here. We have two of our three gauges installed, our AEM boost controller and boost gauge, and our AEM air fuel ratio gauge. But we're waiting on one more gauge. And that'll be in the next video. So our third gauge, while the air fuel ratio gauge is an extremely popular gauge for people to install in their modified cars, I haven't seen this gauge installed in really any cars. And I'm surprised by that because it gives a lot of really good information about what's happening within your engine. So we're going to install our third and final gauge in our next video. And then after that, we're going to start the car up and we're going to take it for a ride. So if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing, turning on notifications, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. With that said, I think we're done for today. Thank you very much for joining, and until next time.